Emotions can be annoying. Have you ever known exactly what you're feeling, but still couldn't escape it? Last episode, I told you about the earthquake, about the rain, about a sleepless night where my emotions refused to quiet down, even as I tried to remind myself of all I know, the stoic pause, the value of discernment, the truth that I am not my feelings, and yet I still spiraled. That night, I knew what I was feeling. I had the language. I even had the tools, but I couldn't break free. That's when I realized when you can name your emotion, but still feel swallowed by it, what you need isn't more understanding. It's grounding. What you need is to center yourself. When your mind knows better, but your body still trembles, when the storm doesn't care about your vocabulary, that's when centering matters most. Centering is the act of returning to your internal compass, not to escape the storm, but to find direction within it. It's locating that place within you where clarity lives, even when the world outside or inside is chaos. Centering is not denial, it's not escape, it's alignment. Alignment isn't being right, it's being whole. It's when what you value and how you live finally point in the same direction. Think of it like this. Life is a vast forest. Some days the path ahead is clear. The sun pours through the trees and you know exactly where to step next. Other days the fog rolls in, you trip on roots, you hear strange sounds in the brush, you feel lost. Centering is the act of stopping where you are, pulling out your compass, and finding your bearings again. That compass isn't external, it's within, but it only works if you stop long enough to listen. In Stoic thought, the logos, the rational order of the universe, is always available to those who pause. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the mind can be like a fortress if we retreat into it with integrity. In Buddhism, centering appears as mindfulness, as samatha, calm abiding, as the return to breath. The Dalai Lama teaches that peace begins with stillness. In Christianity, Jesus went alone to the wilderness or to the garden to pray, to center. In Islam, salat, prayer 5 times a day, is a built-in rhythm of return. In Judaism, the Shabbat becomes a weekly ritual of recentering the soul. In modern psychology, grounding and centering techniques are used to reduce anxiety, build resilience, and reestablish a sense of self in trauma recovery. Why does this matter ethically? Because when we are uncentered, we react, we lash out, we chase impulse, we let pain dictate action. But when we are centered, we choose, we act with integrity. We create space between stimulus and response. Centering protects others from our chaos and protects our soul from disintegration. You cannot offer forgiveness to yourself or others unless you're centered enough to see clearly. Centered people are less likely to harm others, not because they have no emotion, but because they've made peace with it before acting on it. And isn't that one of the goals of transcendence? So how do we center? Let's walk through a few steps. Practical, grounded, ancient, and modern. Step 1, stop, literally. Sit down, stand still, lay flat, pause your body so your mind can follow. Let the motion of the world keep spinning, but you stop. Step 2, breathe. The breath is the gateway. Count in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Box breathing. With each cycle, imagine descending deeper beneath the waves. Step 3, name what's present. Gently. You are not your emotion. Say it like weather. There is anger. There is fear. There is tightness in my chest. Labeling loosens the grip. Step 4, engage the senses. What do you feel beneath your fingers? What do you smell? Can you hear the birds, the hum of electricity, the wind in the trees? These are anchors to now. Step 5, visualize the path. Here's where we deepen the metaphor. Picture yourself standing on that path in the forest. The storm has passed, but branches are broken and you feel unsure. Reach into your jacket, pull out the compass, feel the familiar click. The needle swings north. You breathe. You remember who you are, why you walk. You take a step and another, not because the fog is gone, but because you remembered the direction. Meditation is the daily practice of returning to your center so that when the storm comes, the path is already familiar. To meditate, you do not need incense or silence or perfect posture. You need breath. You need stillness. You need patience. Try this. Sit. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Close your eyes, breathe in and out. When the thoughts come, and they will, say gently, thinking, and return to the breath. That's it. That's the practice. Returning, returning, returning. That's centering. You walk alone through a mountain path. It has been raining for days. Your clothes are damp, the trees crowd close, your feet ache. You come to a clearing, you drop your pack, you sit on a mossy rock, you exhale, and you reach inside your coat. The compass is still there. It always has been. You tap it, north again. You rise. The fog has not lifted, but your step is steadier now. You walk. You are not lost. You are simply journeying. Sometimes the compass is handed to us, a mentor's voice, a friend's presence, a sacred text, the breath of the Holy Spirit. Stillness doesn't always mean solitude. You walk with intention, with clarity, with choice. And that's what we've been talking about since the very beginning. Choice, discernment, contemplation, awareness. All of it begins with the decision to pause, to come back to the path, to the compass within, to the soul that remembers. Centering is not perfection, it's the practice of returning. And as we walk the path of transcendence together, we'll need that practice daily. Because life will shake us, emotions will rise, the fog will come, but the compass is always with us. In the next episode, we'll explore the ancient universal practice that often follows centering: prayer, not as superstition, but as conversation, as alignment, as a lifting of the heart toward the light. So until next time, breathe. Center. Return. Tonight, ask yourself, what throws you off center and what brings you back? What's one practice that helps you return to yourself, especially when the fog descends? And what would it mean to trust that your compass still works? Sometimes the compass is handed to us, and sometimes we hand it back, quietly helping someone else find their way. Walk with me. And remember, you are not alone. We belong to the path. Peace.